Alexa, turn on Golf Studio.
Okay.
It's go time. Sim season's here, baby. Let's do it. What is going on, everybody? It is exciting stuff. We've got the sim room back up, ready to roll. So here we go. We are ready to roll on our season. So it's a little early, I know, but I know a lot of people, this is that time of year when you're trying to get everything set up. So I wanted to take you through my entire setup. Have had a lot of success in here from a teaching standpoint. I obviously teach golf. Now my golf course has simulators too, but actually I prefer to teach here because I think it's a better setup for teaching as we go. But let's go ahead. Let's start it off first with, we've got the Enclosure. We've got our 24/7 Enclosure. This is just the, it's about 5 feet deep. I think it's just a little over 8'6" high, and I think it's 10 wide. So I love this enclosure. A couple of reasons. One, you could actually put the projector right up on the enclosure right there. That's what that little space is for. And I've got the Optima 1080 projector. It's all from 24/7 Golf. They do an awesome job. The thing is, the reason I don't do it is because I do teach people in here. Let's go ahead. Let's turn that on. You know, I do teach people in here, so I'm just worried, you know, somebody's going to send one up there as we go. But great enclosure. Again, took me maybe half hour once you figure out how to put it up. The thing I like is, I'll take you back here, is they actually get it where they actually account for, hey, you want to put this thing right up against the wall. My room is 18 feet deep, okay? So I've got 8 feet from hitting area to the Mevo Plus. I've got 9 feet to this, and then I'm gonna have an extra foot there or so behind it, right? And they take care of all that. So you just worry about getting it right up against the wall, and I just, you know, there's plenty of room. I can rip driver, no problem. Nothing with getting it to bounce back or anything like that, and it works out really well. So my turf is from a company called Grow Turf, which is actually here in Chicago. It's a great turf. You know, I used to have a space that I ran, right, or I owned, I rented the space, but I had multiple hitting bays and stuff, and these are the mats I used, and people were hitting on them all the time. You know, these mats are almost 5 years old, and they look really, really good, and they've lasted. So that investment is really worth it. They don't hurt. That's one thing. You don't get like that pain in your elbow or anything like that. And then they last. You can also put tees in them. I don't do that, but you could stick tees in them and just hit off regular tees. I don't do that. It's messy and all that stuff. So I just use regular tees as we go. The rest of the turf in here, just putting turf that I had in my old space. Kind of just made it work. I didn't want to really cut it or anything if I didn't have to. So it's not as perfect. You got a little like ridge right here and stuff. But we did cut out a little bit so this rolls a little smoother. So we could actually putt and stuff on the Mio Plus. So it does seem to work okay. We don't really putt a whole lot on here. But, you know, when we do, it does work. And we're good to go. So we launch monitor. Lightscope Mevo Plus. I do have an iPad right here. This is kind of typically how I do have an iPad here. This is kind of how I typically ran things last year. I actually used one of the other iPads, and that was just always what I used. However, I want to try something a little different this year, and I'm kind of still trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. The big thing is, you have the multicam setup now, right? And so what I'm thinking about doing is I've got my two iPads right here. Got one over there. By the way, I do put curtains up. That's the last thing we have to do. I kind of cover everything as we go through all this. But what I'd like to do is I'm going to just connect this. So I just use a little dongle here so we can actually project it. So then we should see it pop up here in a second. There we go. It usually just takes a second. So there's the screen. I can make this a lot bigger. I've been messing. I'll talk about the computer here in a sec. I've been messing with that. So anyway, what I like is, now that we have this video stuff, right, is I can actually look for my cameras here. All right, so we've got our cameras set up. You can see it again. I can make this bigger. I'm still trying to decide on one thing, and again, I'll talk about that in a sec, but now I've got everything set up. You can see on the iPads, I got these little, these are like wide angle little attachments, because you can't use the wide angle lens inside of the Mevo Plus app, as far as I know. So I got those so you can actually see the entire swing. So what I like is, let's go ahead, let's hit one. Okay, there's our shots. Let's pull back up, and then we can pull up our video and be able to see a lot more of that video than you normally would be able to. It's still not perfect in this small of a space, but it definitely helps as we go. And I got to mess with the angles and stuff a little bit. But one thing I'm also looking at doing is, you'll see over here, I've got this TV that has an Apple TV to it. Now, using this TV with Apple TV, what we can do is kind of have a little bit of like a live feed here, try to check out some swings. So try to mess with that a little bit. At the very least, just be able to show people their swings and say, hey, this is what you're looking at. And so I can really just kind of teach and have the feedback and say, hey, look at what your swing is doing. So we'll have to kind of mess again. We're going to mess around a little bit with that. That's something new that we're trying. As far as kind of everything else, got the bag stand, and then I do have RCT golf balls. So I have down here, you can see, and that's a holder. I'm going to link everything. I've got the holder here. These are Pro V1, the regular, and then these are Pro V1 X's. So I've got both. Got the stack system. I'm excited to continue using that. I went from using stack. I started last year at like 265 yards potentially. Got up to, I cracked the 300 barrier, and this year I've been hitting it about 290, in play, in rounds. So I'm up quite a bit from where I was last year. So that's nice. We've got all that. We've got our perfect putting mat with some short game gains stuff on it. I'm going to be working hard on that this year. I have the X putt as well in my office, but yeah, we got that. And then here's kind of the thing that we're working on right now is, I would like to, I've got to figure this out, but I would like to use this computer. So this computer is a computer I built myself, and we're going to do a video coming up on, we're going to build another computer. So make sure you subscribe. We're going to show you how to build your own computer that'll work. And the reason is I want to use it for GS Pro. So let's get out of FS Golf. So I've already tried this computer. Let's do and I've got this touch screen. This is from ViewSonic. So we'll get all this cleaned up and put together once we actually decide which computer. I might just use this one and then build the new one as we go. But I wanted to do it because I do want to play GS Pro. You know, you've got this. Very cool. You just connect. You're ready. We come back in. You know, we can play any of these courses. Let's just go into practice. Let's go to the range. So I really like this. I'm just trying to decide because you don't have all of the numbers, right? So let's just hit a ball here on GS Pro. So I could just bounce through. I just plugged in to the computer. So now it should work. You know, I've got my touch screen. The only thing that's an issue with this touch screen is you need a DVI to HDMI cord. It doesn't have an HDMI plug in it, so you need that cord. But Amazon got it for like, you know, I think it was like 10 bucks. You can get it at Best Buy for like 35. So you can see the projector was set a little bit more for this computer, and then again, I kind of want to make it a little bit better. But here, let's give you a look. So there you go. You can see it works very well. Working very good with that computer setup. So this one has worked very good, and I do have it on high quality graphics, all that stuff. So yeah, that's the sim setup. Obviously got the lights and everything up too for doing the videos and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of it. Excited about this, getting after it and showing you some really cool stuff that we'll be working on. So yeah, let me know what questions you have about the setup, and we'll show it to you in all its glory. Okay, so thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure you click that subscribe button. We're gonna have some GS Pro live play, and we're also going to show you how to build a computer if you're looking to do that, and hopefully do it cheaper, and also you're able to update it then, which is the big thing. You know, you can make updates as you need to. You don't have to buy a whole new machine as all this stuff gets more and more advanced and all that good stuff. So make sure you subscribe. Leave any questions down in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.